Hi, welcome to this edition of Country Cooking. I'm Mary Wiest, your host. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I know it's the end of the canning season, or it might even be over with, but this is canning that you can do all year long if you like to pickle. I love to pickle and can stuff. My son-in-law loves that I love to do this because he always brings me the stuff. I do it and he eats it. So anyway, today the first thing we're going to start with is called a pickled vegetable salad, and these are items you can get all year long at the grocery store. We're going to start with 4 cucumbers sliced thin, which I already did just to save time. And then we need to add 1 large red onion sliced thin and 1 large green pepper sliced thin, and we're going to put all this in the bowl, and then we're going to mix it up. So it's going to look like this. And then we need to add 1 tablespoon of salt to this. And this is regular salt. We're not using canning salt on this part. Yep, here goes the blood clots in the veins, or not good for your heart, whatever you want to say, all this sodium, but that's okay. And then we're going to mix this up so that it kind of works in with all the vegetables. And then we're just going to put this aside for now, and I need to wash my hands. I'll be right back. Okay, then once we get that done, we're going to go ahead and we're going to mix up the brine for this one. And what it calls for is 2 cups of white vinegar, 1.5 cups of sugar, 1 teaspoon of celery flakes, and 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. And we're just gonna stir all this up and get it on the stove to start cooking. And while this is starting to cook, then we'll go ahead and we'll get our jars filled. I do have my lids in boiling water already because they're gonna get hot. This is one that you don't process in a canner, so I'll get this on the stove and I'll be right over. It's a good way to get it. Okay, and I always have my jars sitting in hot water. I don't know why, I just do. So we'll just pull a few of those out. The recipe says it'll do 2 quarts or half a gallon. So you just go ahead and start shoving your vegetables in your jar. And I think we're actually going to get 3 quarts rather than 2. I must have had some pretty big onions or green peppers or cucumbers, whatever. And you want to pack them tight, just like you do with any other pickling or canning stuff that you do. You always pack your jars tight, but leave a 1/2 inch room for headspace. Might want to pick through the last part to make sure that you got a little bit of the green pepper and onion and stuff in the jar so you don't end up with just cucumbers at the end, being you started with more of those. Yep, got room for 1 more. The kitchen's going to be warm today. It's gloomy looking outside, so that's okay. Okay, we got our vegetables in the jar. My stuff isn't quite boiling yet, so if you don't mind, I'll let Valerie give you a commercial break and we'll be right back.
According to the FBI, a burglary occurs somewhere in the United States every 15 seconds. Is your home or business adequately protected? Wireless security packages from Valley start at just $17 per month. Video surveillance for your home and business is also available from Valley. Call 437-2615 for more information or to set up a time for your free customized quote.
Okay, we have our brine boiling, and it's a rapid boil, and you want to keep it a rapid boil. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and put some on top of our vegetable salad in a jar. And make sure that you have your rag to wipe your thing off, because you don't want anything on the rim of your jar, because it will cause it not to seal. And these, they're going to go in the refrigerator anyway, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal. And we're not doing this like USDA recommends, where you process it and it has to be processed so long. When my kids were younger, they were in 4-H, and we tried canning. Well, needless to say, they didn't get purples because their mother said you don't need to do that. So, and then what I do is I just take mine and flip it over on a towel. So I'm right here next to the camera. You guys won't see this, but maybe after we're done, Lisa will let you see it. I'm making her work extra hard today. And you know what? We're not going to have enough brine to do all 3 jars. So I will just do the other one later today. But you guys will get the idea from the 2 that we have, what it's going to look like. And we will just send these to the telephone office when they're done. And Nathan can try something rather than sweets this time. Let me know how they are. Then what I do is I just turn them upside down, and I set my timer for 5 minutes. And once my timer goes off, I flip them back. And then after a while, you will hear them pop and seal. But like I said, these are gonna go in the refrigerator. They will stay good up to 2 months in the refrigerator. So if you've got refrigerator space, go ahead and make them, put them in there, pull them out at Thanksgiving, Christmas, when company comes. We're gonna take a short break. When we come back, we're gonna go ahead and do another pickle recipe, and this time it's gonna be, oh, this recipe came from my sister-in-law, Pat Wiest. The next one we're gonna do is pickled watermelon, and that came from Barb Wessel of Mound City. And we'll be right back.
Cellular service doesn't have to be scary. Get 3 months of free cellular voice service. Plus, get a great new phone at a discounted price and receive discounts on your other Valley services too. Call Valley today at 437-2615 for more information.
Okay, now that we have our pickled salad done, now we're gonna move on to the pickled watermelon. And I already cut mine. I left one piece to show you how I do it. They say you only have to leave a little bit of the rind on, very little. You want just for color. So we're just gonna go ahead and cut this off. Okay, and then of course, you don't need all of the inside because that's riper. So you don't want to use that. So you actually can have 2 things going on here. You can have watermelon to eat, and you can have watermelon later after it's pickled. So my husband's not big on the pickled watermelon. I love it. A lot of people do like pickled watermelon, and everybody has their own recipes, how they make it. But Barb had me try this one time, and I love it, so this is how I do it. So we're gonna see what people think, and it's pretty simple to make. Okay, we have the watermelon done, and in each jar, we are going to add 2 cloves of garlic, 1 to 2 red chilies, and I guess it kind of depends on the size. These are all fairly big. Break them in half so that they open up. We're going to do 1 1/2 in each jar. And then a slice of onion. and dill. And mine came out of the freezer. It's kind of a little tip that as you're gardening, your dill is starting to get ready to be picked. And it's like, well, I still got pickling to do. You can freeze your dill. I've done it before. When you pour hot brine over it, it's gonna wilt anyway. So why not just use frozen dill? Your freezer might smell like dill towards the end of the full year by the time your dill's ready next year, but whatever. So anyway, then after that, we're gonna put the watermelon in each jar. And we'll see, we'll probably do 3 jars of this like we did the other. And you just wanna pack it tight. No, I think we're only gonna get 2 out of this. This was a small watermelon. So if you buy a large one, you'll get more. You want more, buy more than 1 watermelon, buy 2. Yeah, we're gonna get 2 good jars out of this. Pack it down, then you're gonna add another sprig of dill. And the top ones don't have to be big, just a little bit. Adds that little color on the top. And then I like to put 1 more slice of onion on it, just to kind of hold the stuff down when you put your brine in there. Okay, we got our watermelon in the jar, and now we're gonna go ahead and get the brine ready. And what you need is, you need 4 cups of water, 1 cup of white vinegar, our sinuses are gonna be clean today. 1/4 cup pickling salt, you know, the first time I ever pickled, my mother-in-law told me what to use, and she said however much salt it was, but she didn't tell me there was a difference between your table salt and your pickling salt. And needless to say, the first time I made pickles, they didn't turn out. They were so salty and so soggy that I thought, this isn't for me. But since then I've learned to pickle, and I love it. I better get my last thing here because if I talk too much, I'll probably forget what I've done. So, and then the last thing we need is a 1/4 teaspoon of powdered alum. And that, I think, is just to help keep the stuff from getting soggy. Then we're gonna put this on the stove and bring it to a rapid boil. But we'll get that going. Valley loves me today because I keep putting all these commercial breaks on. So let's see who they're gonna show you for the next 30 seconds. I'll be right back with you.
I wear my medical alarm button as a neck pendant, and I wear it all the time. It is very comfortable to wear, and I don't even notice that I'm wearing it. I feel very confident and secure knowing that I can speak to a live person anytime, day or night. The people you speak with are clear and concise. I was having an electrical device repaired in my home, and the power was accidentally shut off. Within seconds, my phone rang, and it was the company letting me know that the power had been shut off to my security device. My upcoming surgery is what prompted me to purchase this personal safety device. It gave me peace of mind to know that if something happened, help was just the push of a button away. Now it gives me a sense of comfort and security because I live alone. Everything was set up and explained to me by the Valley employees. It is very easy to use. I chose Valley because it is a valuable service provided by a hometown business.
With a personal home safety system from Valley, you can enjoy the peace of mind that help is just minutes away. Sign up now and receive your personal safety equipment free of charge.
As I was starting to tell you about my pickling experience, but in the years since, I've really gotten to the point where I love to pickle. I don't like to garden because I don't like the bugs, I don't like the weeds. So I cheat and I get my cucumbers from the Hutterites, my tomatoes for my salsa from the Hutterites, my beets. So this year I put up 101 quarts of pickles. I put up 48 quarts of beets, and I put up, I don't know, bushel and a half of tomatoes and salsa. I don't know how many jars it was. So I got my pickling in for the year. With the new house now, I have a beautiful fruit room downstairs with the shelves, and you walk down there, it's just all nice, colorful, and organized. So I enjoy what I do here. Hope you guys like these recipes. We will be making one more after the pickled watermelon. I'm waiting for my brine here to boil, and once it does, we'll get the watermelon done, and then we'll go on to the pickled cauliflower. It's getting close to hunting season, and I have hunters that come out, and they go crazy over the pickled cauliflower. They always want more, so I gotta make sure I have plenty of jars on hand for them. And that, like I said, these are things that you can do any time of the year. If it's a cold winter day and you feel like stinking your kitchen up with vinegar, go ahead and make some pickled watermelon or pickled cauliflower, pickled vegetable salad. They're fun stuff. So my brine is almost ready here. My lids are over here boiling yet. Got my rag. So we're just gonna go ahead and I do the same thing with the watermelon I did with the salad. Got the brine boiling hard. We'll put this on. Again, I have the lids hot. I wipe my top of my jars, and I flip my jars over for 5 minutes so that they'll seal. My family, they're not big on pickling either. For some reason, I ended up being the domestic one. So when it comes time for canning season, I either end up buying more jars because I've given a lot of it away, and they don't return the jars until I see them. And sometimes I don't see many of my siblings too often. So when I do get the jars from them, it's normally when I don't need them. But that's okay. They enjoy it. They're not domestic. They're all more career people. I'm a farmer's wife. I'm supposed to be in the house doing all this produce and stuff that farmers' wives are supposed to do. So, okay, these again, upside down, 5 minutes, set the timer. And when that's done, we'll flip those over too. I'm gonna take a quick break, wash up my kettle so I can get my brine ready for the next thing. We'll be right back.
There's an app for that. Let us show you how using apps on your smartphone, tablet computer, Kindle Fire, and other electronic devices can save you time and money and simplify your life. Sign up for one of our app classes today. Call Valley at 437-2615 to reserve your spot.
Okay, the third pickle jars that we're going to work on is called pickled cauliflower. And like I said, this is the one my hunters love. It's got cauliflower, green peppers, cucumbers, celery, red pepper, green pepper, onion, carrots, all of it in there. You put it all in your jar so it's real colorful and pretty. But the only thing is that you guys are going to think I'm nuts, and I haven't lost my mind, I promise. The brine for this is just plain white vinegar that you bring to a boil. So I'm going to just pour a bunch of vinegar in my kettle and get it going so it's good and hot. I'm not sure how many quarts we're going to get out of this, but we'll start with that. We'll just fill them until we run out of the vinegar, and then I can do the rest after we're done with the show today. So I'm going to get this going, and then we'll come back and we'll go ahead and start packing jars. And again, with any of the things that I pickle that put a hot brine over, I always have my jars in hot water to keep them. I don't know, I think I just feel safer knowing that the hot brine hitting a warm jar is less likely to break. And believe me, this year I've had breakage. When I was canning my peaches, one broke inside. And then another time I was doing the peaches, another one broke. So, okay, in each jar, we're gonna go ahead and add 2 cloves of garlic. And we'll just do 2 jars at a time here. I know I've got more than enough for that. 3/4 of a tablespoon of pickling salt. See, this is kind of the lazy man way of making the brine because we're doing the salt right in the jar versus in the brine. It's good for your heart. And then we're gonna go ahead and add 2 red chilies broken half. And we're gonna put a slice or a quarter of an onion in the bottom. Can always add more when we get to the top. I like to put the onion and just kind of move it around. And I always start with the cauliflower. It seems like everybody likes the cauliflower best, but I think it's all the other vegetables that help it taste so good. Otherwise, you could just do pickled cauliflower, but I don't think it would taste quite as well. So we're gonna put cauliflower in the bottom. We'll go right down there. And then we're gonna add a few slices of cucumber. And this here is just basically kind of making it pretty. We'll add a few celery sticks off to the side. We're getting a lot of green there, so let's move on to some orange. We're gonna go ahead and we'll just put a few carrots in there. And I cheat, I bought baby carrots. They're less work. You just have to rinse them off and throw them in the jar. You don't have to peel and slice. Then we're gonna go ahead and add some green pepper strips. And then we're gonna add some red pepper strips. And then we're gonna top it off with some more cauliflower. And pack that in so it keeps all those vegetables down. My son-in-law had me make this for him last year. He brought me 3 heads of cauliflower. Now this is 1 head. And I don't know how many green peppers and red peppers he brought. Like I said, he loves my pickled meat pickling things, and he really loves to eat it. But I love you, Matthew. I wouldn't trade you for the world. So, okay, there we've got 2 done. We got more here, so my brine's not boiling yet, so we'll go ahead and we'll pack 1 more. And again, we'll do the same thing. A couple cloves of garlic, pickling salt, 2 red chilies, some onion. So you can do it however you want. I want more up here. I'm trying to use this all up with probably 3, maybe we'll get 4 jars. We'll go ahead and we'll add the cucumbers. And if you don't like cucumbers in yours or celery in yours, you don't have to put it in. It's whatever type of vegetables you want to add to your jars. Like I said, I think I got this from a sister-in-law, and I think the thing of it was that it was for color. And it is very pretty in the jar. A lot of these will hold their color, as where the vegetable salad that we did first, the red onion kind of loses its color, and it's almost like, well, why are we using red? We could use white. So anyway, we'll pack that in there. And we got room. I think we can do 1 more. I've got some cauliflower that I have in the fridge in the baggie. I will get that out. I'll be right back. Okay, and we got enough here to do 1 more. So again, I'll do you guys don't know this recipe by heart, listening to me repeat it. Garlic, 3/4 tablespoon of pickling salt, 2 red peppers, red chilies, some onion in the bottom, put some cauliflower, we'll add, see, I'm out of the cucumber slices now, so we're not even gonna worry, oh, I got 1. We better put it over here though. They'll fight over that one if I have just 1 in the jar. Celery. We'll go with the red peppers next. Then we'll add the green pepper. Shovel that down. And we'll top it off with cauliflower. And we have a little room yet. We'll shove another piece of onion in there. We want these packed kind of tight. Might as well see if we can use up the whole container. I think we can. kind of like dill pickles when I made those. I love wide mouth jars. Have you ever tried shoving cucumbers in a narrow mouth? I don't even know why they make them, to be honest. Maybe salsa, something that slides right off your ladle. There, we finished all that up. Now we're gonna move it over to the stove. The vinegar should be close to being boiling. So Lisa's gonna shut her camera off and follow me over there. We'll see you in a second. Okay, our vinegar is rapidly boiling, and that's a trick they'll tell you. You do want it to boil rapidly. So now we're just gonna take the straight vinegar and pour it on top of the cauliflower mix. And again, it's the same thing, same process. Ladle your brine in there. Wipe your top of your jar. Especially for you young women that are just married and learning. Maybe you're like me. I didn't cook until after I left home. I didn't have to. I grew up in Watertown. There was restaurants and my mom would cook. Anyway, so if you're just learning this to pickle and stuff, it is a lot of fun. It's work. You want to do it when it's not too hot out. But when you take your pickled stuff to places and people say, oh, that's so good, it really makes you feel good knowing that, hey, I did something pretty simple as far as putting vegetables in a jar and everybody likes them. Grandkids like my pickles and the peaches. They don't care for this type of stuff, the pickled watermelon, that, you know, kids don't like anything that's healthy for them, and of course this is all vegetables, so it would be healthy. So, anyway, when they come they can have pickles and peaches, and I'll have pickled vegetables. And I think we're gonna be real close on having enough vinegar to do all 4 quarts here. And this one I got a little full, but that's okay. I didn't leave the 1/2-inch head space, but I think we'll be all right. It's packed in there pretty good. And one more and then we're done. Okay, and we'll finish this last jar. We'll turn the timer on too for this. Like I said, I always do the 5 minutes. That seems to put enough heat on the lids where they do seal. And of course, there's times that they won't seal, but that's all right. While we were doing pickles this year, I was hearing people around town saying how their pickles aren't getting cloudy. I learned something. I guess you want them to be more cloudy than not. It gives it a little bit of a different taste. I was always excited when I didn't have cloudy pickles, but now I've got some this year. And I found out why. They're more tangy and tart, sour, whatever, which makes a really good dill pickle. So anyway, we'll set the timer for this, and I'm gonna clean up this mess, and we'll be right back to show you our finished products.
Get affordable and reliable performance from this all-in-one printer. You can wirelessly print from virtually anywhere, enjoy impressive results from original HP inks, print borderless photos, and even save energy and conserve resources. Reliable and affordable scanning, copying, and wireless printing for mobile devices. Get your HP Wireless DeskJet all-in-one printer for only $80 from Valley's Technology Solutions Center today.
Okay, we've done 3 pickling things this episode. We've done the pickled watermelon from Barb Wessel of Mound City. We've done the pickled vegetable salad from Pat Wiest of Harriet. And the pickled cauliflower, which came from my sister-in-law years ago. It was Peg Boydie. Anyway, as you can see, they all turn out quite differently. They're all pretty. Go ahead, try the recipes. Let us know what you think of them. I'm still looking for guests to be on the show. I had Kelly Bratner here with me so far. I've had grandkids. Now I'm looking for somebody out of the circle. So please, if you have any good recipes you want to share with us, Christmas is coming up. I'd love to have somebody come bake Christmas cookies with me or whatever. Recipes you want to share, send them to Valley. You can watch more of our episodes on Valley's Country Cooking on channel 290 on Valley Cable. Enjoy your pickled vegetables, and we will see you on the next episode. Take care.